Hello, in this video I'm going to be talking about the Texas Education Standard, Standard number 4 in this video. Standard 4 covers learning environment, and it specifically states that teachers interact with students in respectful ways at all times, maintaining a physically and emotionally safe, supportive learning environment that is characterized by efficient and effective routines, clear expectations for students' behavior, and organization that maximizes student learning. I'm going to specifically be focusing on point B, which states teachers organize their classroom in a safe and accessible manner that maximizes learning. Now, looking at the 2 points under B, they state teachers arrange the physical environment to maximize student learning and to ensure that all students have access to resources. And the second point states teachers create a physical classroom setup that is flexible and accommodates different learning needs of students. And what better way in this video, I thought, to demonstrate and talk about classroom safety and classroom setup than to actually show you the classroom. So this is going to be a demonstration video, and this is the best way to do it, I think. Alright, so here is a slow pan of Miss Nick's classroom. So, got some superhero themes. You got some very patriotic. This is 8th grade U.S. history. And so this is just kind of a slow pan around the room. Alright, and I'm going to point out some things that I feel in this classroom that promote a physical, safe environment, that promotes students' access to resources and meets different learning needs. So the first thing you're going to notice is the desks. They are not in rows. We have 6 desks around the room. There's 6 of them total, and they are all actually labeled. So this is desk right here, number 6, and there's 6 desks with 4 chairs each. So all the students sit in collaborative learning. So they can do individual work here. They do listen to instruction, but they also a lot of group activities and work going on. So different, meeting the needs of several different learning needs of students. Also, in regards to meeting student materials, on each desk we have these baskets that contain highlighters, markers, extra pencils, erasers, different kinds of materials. And so I believe, looking at that, the materials are covered as well. Now over here we have where we turn in our late work, and so we have a system created right here where you can look and see which work you're missing if you're absent a day. So we have systems put in place for students to know and understand whether or not if they've missed anything or if they need to turn in something. They know to come over here and to get it out of that bucket, and then they turn in things in these baskets down here. So label each period. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 6, 8 down here. So in this cabinet section. And so we have, and this is right next to the door. The door's right behind me. They walk right in, boom, right there. And then they go to their seat and get ready for the day. The instructions are always on the PowerPoint, which is right there. On the smartboard, we always have a bell ringer when they come in. And so this is just an extra desk we have for other uses. Haven't really seen it used much. And so this is just kind of a glimpse around the classroom and some areas of growth. There's a lot of positive things in this classroom, patriotic things, but she also puts up motivational things such as these over here. We have expectations for group work. Over there it says groups get along, respect each other, offer support and ideas, use soft voices, participate actively, stay together as a team. Another poster says I want you to pass the STAR test. Also, here's our timeline. So everything we learn that's important, that's part of the TEKS and part of the STAR, we put up here, and they can always see this at all times, starting from 1607, our first year at Jamestown, and right now we're getting to the Constitution. So we're about to put some more that we've been talking about in the Constitution in 1787. And so all these events right here accessible. And so that's just kind of part of the room. We also have these cubbies down here. These also have a ton of supplies. So there's markers, pencils, paper, let's see, what else? Sticky notes, all sorts of things. So going back to the materials, it's all covered. And while I didn't actually implement any of these things, I have seen growth just by being a part of the system. And also, I'd like to talk about the next point in Standard 4, which is also C. C states teachers establish, implement, and communicate consistent routines and for effective classroom management, including clear expectations for student behavior. In this last part of this video, I just want to talk about the first point. Teachers implement behavior management systems to maintain environment where all students can learn effectively. And I also want to talk about our classroom management strategy, because this is going to be my artifact I'm going to show you right here. I think it's really cool. So this is the CHAMPS chart. Put my computer down. So the CHAMPS chart is over here in the classroom. And this is one of the best classroom management strategies I've ever seen taken part of. So pretty much it has the expectations when the students come in the room. This pointer will point at the warm-up when they come in, so they know. Warm-up, you have low voices, you can ask your friends for help, or ask a friend or teacher, bell work agenda. So the expectations are clearly labeled out right there. And then whatever we do during the day, you just move this hand to wherever it needs to go. So a lot of times we'll go to direct instruction, so the students know. Silence, you have to raise your hand if you need help. You're going to be taking notes, remain seated. This leads to success. Group work, low voices with group, ask a partner or teacher, and then independence work, silence, raise hand, test quiz. And so the reason this is so effective, I think, is because whenever students are off task and you're keeping up with this chart and you're moving the finger to where they need to go, I often state, class, where are we at right now? And then they'll go, we're in the orange zone. And what does that sound like? Well, that sounds like silence. You need to raise your hand, ask the teacher. This is independent work, not group work. And I picked this artifact specifically and talked about it because I think it's one of the best classroom management systems I've seen. It's really effective. I've seen a lot of growth in it because before this, I always, just to get the students' attention, they're off task, would just raise my hand, say, hey, everyone, please be quiet. I didn't really have a system in place. And while I didn't actually create this system, I have used it since coming here, since Miss Nick introduced it to me, and I have grown in that. And so now I believe a lot of the classroom distractions are immediately put to rest using that system right there, just having them check back to it, referring back to the system, and having them state where they are. And then immediately, they always know we're out of the wrong color, we're not doing what we're supposed to do, and they'll get right back on task. And so I've seen, that's my justification for why I picked that artifact specifically. And I also hope you enjoyed seeing some of the things in this classroom. I think she does an excellent job meeting this standard, one of the best I've actually seen. And I've just enjoyed becoming a part of it and embracing it, even if it's not necessarily something I would have done at first. I'm glad to have been a part of it and grown in understanding some of how classroom management and how just the classroom environment itself is so important to a classroom. And so I'm going to sign off now.